Good morning, one and all, and welcome to part 5, the final part of Alan Wake. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all ends up. As you recall, we finished off Alan Wake's American Nightmare this time last week, only to discover that there were 2 DLC chapters of the original Alan Wake story that we failed to play through during my Alan Wake playthrough. The Signal and the Writer, and they're fairly short. So we finished the end of Alan Wake's American Nightmare last Monday. We finished The Signal last Monday, and we got about halfway through The Writer last Monday. So for Alan Wake, we've got about half of a chapter of The Writer left to get through, and then that's the very end. We're going to learn how Mr. Scratch entered the world. I believe that's what this is all leading up to. So it's kind of between the end of the main story and the beginning of American Nightmare. And then we'll have the entire thing all wrapped up. Then, I'll probably finish before the broadcast ends. I've got about 4 hours slated for this program. And so, if we end early, I plan to play some Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, a VR game. That's right, I've got my VR headset already. I installed the game. I played it for about an hour. I tested it out. It's working fine. Crossing fingers. I mean, that's what I thought about Half-Life Alyx as well until we started getting its myriad of problems. So the plan is to play some Wolfenstein Cyberpilot once we finish with Alan Wake. Now, because it's a VR game, I'm going to have to get my headset set up and a bunch of other stuff. So after we end the Alan Wake portion of the game, I'm going to be offline for probably about 10-15 minutes. Then I'll be back with Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, Cyberpilot, for the rest of today's broadcast. And that's the plan. Good to see all of the members and regulars in the chat today. Deuteronomus, Weirdbeard, Gemma, Jay-Z, I call Shotgun, Melina Richards, Vondeberg, and Megan M., Amy Hudson, 200 Angel, A Strange Viking, Pushy, G2K, Machiel, Flower Power, Don Coington. So good to see so many of you. Castile Winchester says, hey, Tin Man. Oh, right, that's from Wastelanders. That's what the Free Radicals said as a derogatory slur to our character if we walked around in power armor. Apparently, they're familiar with the Wizard of Oz, which I suppose we know was canonical in the Fallout universe because there's an entire Wizard of Oz themed Easter egg we can find in Fallout 2. The guy at the rusty power armor. Milo says, good day to you, Oxhorn. My good sir, hope you're doing well and having fun. I'm doing very well. Had a wonderful, restful weekend. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed last week. Man, I published something every single day last week. It was almost as if it was old school Oxhorn circa 2017 or something like that. But yeah, I had either a lore video or a live stream for every single day last week. We got through the beginning of Wastelanders, so we finished the Wayward questline, the entire Wayward questline. But we're nowhere close to being done with Wastelanders. We still have a lot of Wastelanders lore to get through. So the plan is to do some videos about some of the new companions. Well, I say companions. They're not really companions. I mean, they are companions, but they don't travel with you. They go to your camp, and they're called allies in the game. But there are a number of new allies in the game. I think we'll go through 2 of them. For now, there's a new event in the game that we'll go through. And so, yeah, I'm going to do some videos on that Wastelander stuff, and then we'll dive right into the primary quest. And the reason I want to wait a little bit to dive into the primary quest is because I need to get my cowgirl character to level 20 before she can start recording footage for the Raider questline, the Raider side. As you recall, during my live streams, I chose to side with the settlers, so I only recorded half the story. Like, I don't even know what the Raider side of the story is. So I need to record that. That's that's gonna be this week, basically. I'm gonna be doing that offline this week. And publishing lore videos about some of the other Wastelanders stuff. And in addition to the other live streams, we started a brand new game on Thursday, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Wow, what a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's just extremely disturbing. It's a disturbing game, but it's a lot of fun. So, yeah. And then we're continuing with Red Dead on Friday. I am BLT says, hey, Oxhorn, quick question. If you could change your voice, who would you want to sound like? For me, I would want to sound like Frank Horrigan from Fallout 2. You mean Michael Dorn? I think Frank Horrigan was voiced by Michael Dorn. Worf from Star Trek. Same guy who did Marcus, the voice of Marcus in Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas. So you want to sound like Michael Dorn. I mean, he's got a great voice. Good range. I don't know, man. I'd like to sound like Tennessee Ford, the singer. He did that song. It's on the Appalachian radio. You work 16 hours and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Tennessee Henry Ford. No, not Tennessee Henry Ford. Tennessee Cherokee Ford? Something, I don't know. Then we've got Confucius who says, hey, wanted to know if you planned on making videos or at least playing any of the Wasteland games. They inspired the original Fallout games. Yeah, I do recall that they inspired the original Fallout games. And that sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to play the original Wasteland games as well as the new Wasteland games. They're still developing that series. But my schedule is chock full of gameplay content to get through. So we'll see. Abraham Lincoln says, always cracks me up. Just wanted to say hi and thank you for the awesome content. Thank you, Abraham Lincoln, for coming here every week to cheer me up. Free Spirit says, hello, Ox. Any chance we'll get a Where's My Horse t-shirt in your store? I'm ready to purchase one. I don't know. I mean, the viewers are constantly giving me wonderful shirt ideas, but it takes a lot of time and money to hire an artist to create the shirt. So I don't know if I can get through every single shirt idea, but that's an excellent one, and maybe we'll have to do it someday. Okay, now let's switch to the game after we light up a cigar. Amanda Simmons says, hey, haven't caught you live in a few weeks, so wanted to say hi. Hi there, Amanda. So good that you're back here. So glad that you're back here on the program. All right, Alan, what world of darkness and mystery do you have for us today? Continue game. It's the only game there. That's right, we were on this horrible bridge. How far did I get? I got to this one light. We came from there. We need to reach the lighthouse.
A moment. I can help you here.
Thank you, Thomas. If I recall, Alan was really impressed by this.
How the hell are you doing that?
Yeah.
It's like learning to control your dreams. There's a connection.
You were in my dream.
Yes, I taught you. You fixed the foolish mistake I made with Barbara.
Okay, there goes Thomas Zane. Now, let's see if we can get down without dying. Tools, rock. Honestly, I'm gonna miss Alan Wake when it's all done. I'm having a lot of fun with this series. I know it's old, but man, I like it. Ooh, yeah. Batteries. Ammunition. What do I got? Do I have a shotgun? Is that what I have equipped? I've got my little pea shooter revolver and a shotgun. Yeah, it looks like that's what I've got. Alright, so we'll summon that rock. Ooh. Bridge is officially out. Ooh. Wow, that's a floating rock. They weren't kidding when they just said rock. We don't have to explain it, it's just rock. Okay. Living Man Dog says, I might need some explaining about what's going on in the game. I left an hour early last time. Who's that voice? That's the voice of Thomas Zane. He's actually the voice we hear at the beginning of the game of Alan Wake, and we discover him later on in the series. He's the guy in the big diver suit. We find his graffiti on the stump at Cauldron Lake. He was the first writer to arrive at Cauldron Lake. He's one of the reasons we're here. He wrote Alan Wake to the island so that he could combat the darkness in his beloved Barbara. Well, that's just a pit to death, isn't it? Douglas Delegard says, hello, Oxen Chat. Hello, Douglas. So good to see you again. Oh, no. Oh, and of course it falls as soon as I get to the other side. Oh! How did you get behind me? That's ridiculous. The bridge is out. Ooh, I totally thought that, Gosh, this double barrel. Up we get! Things clattering around me. Flash! Okay, what is that? Oh, it's like a Lovecraftian spotlight. That's weird. Okay, I'll take it. Wow. Well, these flashlights, these spotlights are weird. They don't, they seem to be just mindlessly or aimlessly wandering around, which I suppose is great for the birds, but for the guys who are attacking you, not so much. Okay, so I'm out of shotgun shells now. That's it. I've got 8 flares left, but a lot of revolver ammo, so we're going to go there. Jay Mills says, Happy May the 4th to all my stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking Nerf herders out there. Hope you're recovering from Clone Wars. Cheers, Ox. Cheers, Jay Mills. Thanks for coming. Nerf herders? I think I have heard that before. Is it from a TV show? We're talking about, like, the Nerf gun? Is it like you making fun of people who use a Nerf gun to herd sheep or something? Nerf herders? Or are they people who think Nerf guns hurt? Nerf hurters. I probably shouldn't think too much about it. Moving on.
Wake ran for the light. It was pointless. He would never reach it. His life would be snuffed out just as easily as the very thing he thought would save him.
Even with the light gone, all I could do was keep going.
Well, I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to see what was on the TV, but it moved to the lighthouse, so I missed that. J Mills says, blah ha ha ha, most hilarious response ever, Ox. Thanks, J Mills. And then someone says that was a Star Wars reference? Is that a Star Wars reference? Did they say Nerf herders? It's Star Wars Day today. It's a reference to the movie. It says Laura. Oh. Wait, they said Nerf herders in the original Star Wars movies? How did the Nerf Dart Company not like sue the snot out of them? Or was that before Nerf? Was Star Wars before Nerf? So wait a minute, does that mean that canonically there's a species of grazing animal on Tatooine called the Nerf? I mean, theoretically, if you could herd the Nerf, there surely should be the Nerf. Have we seen planes with the grazing Nerf wandering around in the Star Wars universe? Again, I'm probably thinking too much into it. Scary. Faster jump. Oh, rock. Oh! Oh! The doggone thing! And it just spawns right there, right on top of me. Jump. Oh, no more surprises, please.
Let's not beat around the bush. You have a lot of problems, Alan.
I do.
I'm so glad you decided to come back to me. Since we're being so frank here, Alan, and let me just reiterate how happy I am that you've had this breakthrough, I would like to summarize your condition.
By all means.
And please, just let me know if you think I'm being unfair.
All right.
Well, let's start with the obvious. The car crash. Untreated head trauma. All due respect to Doc Nelson, but he's hardly a neurosurgeon. I think that the injury has affected you more than you realize.
Yeah, I have had bad headaches.
Then there's your history of substance abuse, which, combined with your chronic insomnia, has resulted in hallucinations and extremely poor impulse control. That's a dangerous combination, one which your wife has unfortunately had to suffer from far more than you.
I know she has.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that you are existing in a state of all-encompassing denial. Your vivid fantasy casts you as a heroic victim and allows you to skirt responsibility for your own actions. It allows you to solve your imaginary problems and dismiss the things that truly trouble you. In your self-serving delusions, your personal problems are assets that allow you to save Alice, perhaps even the world.
Dr. Hartman, I think that's spot on. I can't argue with any of that.
Well, I'm sure I'm stating the obvious. I don't want to labor the point, but, well,
No. I understand. It's important that I face it.
Precisely, Alan. You've put so much effort and imagination into this self-deception, but what good has it really done for you? You refused my offer of help, and here you are. Did being so obdurate really get you to a better place?
No.
No. And did it really help Alice? Was this really the best thing for your wife?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why don't we find out? You know, I've been talking with her. There's something she wanted you to hear.
Oh, hey. That sounds like fun.
Oh. Always fun. Jack Lavender says, bit late to the stream, bro. Hope you're keeping well, sir. I'm
Come
keeping
now, Mr.
well.
Wake.
Thank you very much.
It wouldn't be guilt that makes you avoid this, is it?
Come on, let's hear what she has to say.
Melina Richards says, Leia calls Han Solo a scruffy nerf herder on the Falcon. But I'm not taking on Disney. Episode 4 came out 77 and Nerf came out later, Ox. Okay. Nerf came out after 77? Alright.
All I ever wanted was to help you, Alan. I ate all the shit you handed out and tried to understand your pathetic, wealthy white male drama. Until my life consisted of managing your never-ending crisis. I hate you for your childish temper and the arrogance and self-indulgent pride that undermine all efforts to drag you out of the hole you insisted on digging for yourself. I hate you for leaving me in the dark with that insane monster bitch! All you had to do was act like a loving human being for once in your life and stay with me. If your dramatic exit hadn't been more important than making sure I was all right, she would never have taken me. I don't know where you went, but that's okay. I don't want to know. I don't think I'll ever be all right. The only thing that keeps me from killing myself is the hope that I'll never see you again.
Oh, God.
Ouch.
I just can't argue with that. I think I should stay here before I ruin what life she has left.
I think this is a breakthrough, Alan. I'm really very proud of you.
Oh. Man, they did a good job there. Ooh, tools, trimmers. What a cool scene. Chininator says, hey, Oxhorn. Unfortunately, I can't stay for the stream because I have to work, but I thought I'd stop by and say hi. Cheers to any deaths you might have. Thank you, Chininator. I'll probably rack up most of the deaths when I switch to Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. Gemma with a tip for the S-bomb, she says. Thank you, Gemma. Always looking out for me. I appreciate it.
It was nonsense. I knew I'd saved her. I'd succeeded in that, and that was all that mattered. What I heard in there wasn't the truth. It was just another toxic mirage. It cut deep, but that made me all the more determined to force myself to snap out of it. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. I had to make myself see the light.
Tremor. That'll cause it to fall down as a ramp. But it's not enough. Ah! Staircase up. Oh, these stairs are not good stairs. Tools. Before the drop. Oh, dang it. That's a really awful mechanic.
Oh, jeez!
Oops. Oh, jeez, he says. Oh, God. All right. So that's the way I need to go, but and I'm in the darkness. What's that? Hey. Out of ammo! Run away! Keep running! There's the light. Made it to the light. Okay. Can I get some ammunition?
Well done. You have come far, but there's still a little further to go. You must take full control of your own mind. Reject all of the fantasies you have constructed.
Yeah, well, I think I can do that. A lot of the stuff I've seen here is personal and ugly as hell. I'll admit it hurts, but it's not fooling me. I know it's fake.
Good. You are aware. The part of you bent on self-destruction is not. But you must be careful. Just because you know the lies for what they are, that doesn't make the danger any less real.
I'll make it. I don't have any choice.
Here. I cannot come any further, but this will help you on your way.
Thanks, I guess.
That's it for Thomas Zane? Oh.
Hey, let me tell you something, Alan. I know how your mind works. You screw up, then you start analyzing it, and before you know it, you start writing all these horror stories in your head. Don't you?
Come on, I don't do that.
Yes, you do. I know how it goes. You're a complete failure. I hate you and I'll never forgive you for whatever it was that you did. Am I wrong?
Oh, man.
See? I know you. But Alan, it's all in your head. It is. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere.
She's like a superhuman spouse, just perfect in every way. Understanding, doesn't hold resentment, is just there to seek out Alan Wake's own mental well-being. Okay. Do we ignite first or do we bridge first? We ignite first. Then we bridge. Hey! We don't need to bridge. The lighthouse bridges for us. Oh, there's the tail of the plane. Oh, that's where we came from. All right, let's head across. TV time.
They kept coming. There were too many of them. Hordes and hordes of them, swarming over the landscape, eager to kill. They were coming for Wake, and this time they would get him with sheer numbers.
No Name with a super chat says, "You're a failure, but I love you." That's essentially what his wife was saying. Gosh, I love how you fail at everything, honey. It's so adorable. That makes sense. Zapped by the light. So cool. That is an intense light. Ooh, will we ever get to that lighthouse? Come on now. There we go. Good on you, lighthouse. hiding. I've got the lighthouse on my side. Sounds like a gospel song. I've got the lighthouse on my side. Helping Alan Wake to live, making sure. Tilly says happy birthday to the sweetest and amazing Jack Shit. Cheers. Come on, Lighthouse. Thank you, Tilly. I should probably get out of here, huh? Oh, man, and it wasn't enough.
They kept coming. There were too many of them. Hordes and hordes of them. Swarming over the landscape, eager to kill. They were coming away. And this time
So I really need to get through
sheer
fast.
numbers.
All right, no more panting, Alan Wake. Oh, that's just a big bunch of them. Sprint through the darkness. There we go. All right, one more over here. Ooh. Anything up there? Ah! Shippity crickets! And I'm out! Jeez. All right, I'm completely out of flares. Thank God there was a lamp here. Goodness. Battle. finally got to the lighthouse. Ooh.
The lighthouse. I was relieved to have made it here, but I wasn't sure what was going to happen now. Zane had left me. I wasn't sure what the dark presence had done to him if he couldn't follow, but from now on, I was on my own. Still, he had gotten me this far. I would never have made it by myself. This thing was going to end. It wouldn't be long now.
If this lighthouse sends me to a floating city or to an alternate timeline, I'll be upset. Return? Return where? To the real world? Is that it? So this is how Alan Wake climbed out of the dark place?
I was surprised by the change of scenery, but not much. I was starting to understand the symbolism, the way the dark place flowed.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right.
Goodness. All of this, Hey.
Hey, Al. Feeling kind of depressed here.
What?
So Zane's your new buddy now. I feel abandoned.
Ha!
This is ridiculous. You're not even real.
That doesn't mean I don't have any feelings.
Oh, Barry. Well, we know he does all right for himself. He goes on to become a producer for the old gods of Asgard.
Thing is, you need to get all rational here. Abandon your fantasies, right? Well, I kinda hate to say this, pal, but I'm one.
Fine. You're abandoned. Bye.
That's pretty brutal, Alan. He's Barry, your best childhood friend. No, nothing on the TV this time? Okay. Nothing on the TV this time. Fine. All right. Well, we got a lot of TVs, so they're just set decorations. This isn't the diver's
Al,
alley.
what I'm saying is the only way you're getting in that cabin is through me. It's one of those kill your darlings things. But hell, you're used to that, big shot writer. Am I right?
It was in everything. It was even taking the people Wake knew, turning his friends against him. They were all against him.
I don't want to have to kill Barry. Barry's like the best character in this game. Oh no, is he gonna wear Christmas lights? No, we just.
What does it say about you when you're this desperate to keep yourself from getting bitter? Here we go! I'm earning the 15% commission. It's great that you first make yourself an imaginary friend, and then you can't even get along with that guy. People skills, Al! You're a master!
Revolver ammo, I need as much as I can possibly get.
Let's crack that writer's block of yours, Alan! And it's not just that. An expert on murder in dark alleyways, and a master of substance abuse. That's the best part. This has been your treatment.
Oh, I hate these guys.
You'll make a great hunting trophy, my boy! Could we discuss your relationship with your father?
Can I loot?
Well, it's great that my job mostly consists of making sure you don't lose any time to fight. Look at you have all the impulse control of a pinball on crack. It's very impressive. I have several lawyers on speed dial just because I never know when to run in trouble. You know what kind of people need that? Gangsters and assholes. And you're not a gangster. They make money all the time. When you threw a hissy fit, tried to help you and your ego couldn't take it, and because of that, you almost got me killed a dozen times over. BFF, Al!
Okay, that's just way too frantic. They... Without that...
Hell, it's great that my job mostly consists of making sure you don't lose your entire life. Look at you have all the impulse control of a pinball on crack. It's very enriching. I have several lawyers on speed dial just because I never know when to get in trouble again. You know what kind of people need that? Gangsters and assholes. And you're all the time. Hey, when you threw a hissy fit, I tried to help you. Your ego couldn't take it, and because of that, you almost got me killed a dozen times over. BFF, Al! BFF!
Thor and Odin, why am I fighting them? God.
It's totally not. And you have to literally pay your best friend to hang out with you because everyone's serve the ass. Running low on patience here. God, you're driving me nuts.
What? Don Fig! What? Barry? Why'd they have to make Barry the boss? Hold still! Oh my goodness. This is infuriating. Hold still, dang it! This is the worst! Finally! Achievement unlocked, kill your darlings. Oh, great. Well, before I let go in, let's restock. Item limit reached. I'm keeping stocked up on batteries, revolver ammo. I finally got the shotgun back. Let's get as much shotgun ammo as we can. Let's reload that. Let's reload that if we can. And then we'll restock on that. Back there. 32 shells, 42 rounds, stocked up on batteries, 20 batteries. Okay, TV time.
Why is this happening to me? It's too dark. Where am I? I can't find my way. Why is this happening to me? I can't find my way.
Scratch?
It's too dark. Why is this happening to me? Just like that, my mind was clear. Zane had been right. I could think clearly again. But I couldn't survive in this place the way he had, and I might not make it back a second time. Leaving this place would be hard. Maybe impossible. It wouldn't take much for my thoughts to stray again. It was too easy to get lost in the dark place. Before, I was ready to curl up and die. Let myself slip away. But here I was. The yet unwritten future waiting to unfold before me. A sequel to Departure. My name is Alan Wake, and I'm a writer.
Return! Oh, that's it! Oh, okay. And it sets us up for American Nightmare. I guess, it didn't really go into any details about how... Special feature 2. Didn't really go into any details as to how Mr. Scratch escaped the dark place. But it did give us plenty of foreshadowing. As J-Dog said, remember we found all of those notes written in Arizona where Alan Wake arrived during American Nightmare. So this scene we just saw where he's sitting down at the typewriter, that's him writing out the plot to American Nightmare. And that's how he got back into the world. But how Mr. Scratch got there, I guess he must have written Mr. Scratch in, there. Well, that took far less time than I thought it would. We're 52 minutes into the 4-hour broadcast. The Void Second Power says, "Wait, so what happened?" Well, it's kind of complicated. I'll try to sum up. He managed Thomas Zane and his wife or his girlfriend found the Altered World event at Cauldron Lake many years ago. Barbara, the dark presence, takes Barbara and wears her skin and traps Thomas Zane inside the dark place. But Thomas Zane was a writer, and he wrote Alan Wake 2, Cauldron Lake, also a writer, so that the two of them could write the dark presence back into the Altered World event, the dark place. Alan Wake arrives. His wife gets taken by Barbara, the dark presence, and he goes crazy, but he does have a moment where he writes himself under the influence of Thomas Zane, an escape route. That's the events of Alan Wake that we know. He writes his wife out of the dark place, but in order for it to be convincing, he has to write himself into the dark place. So he's now in the dark place, and he's got to find his way out. But Thomas Zane is there. That was the events of the signal. Thomas Zane, or he managed to get himself out through the signal, and then Thomas Zane helped him in the writer to get back to the cabin at Cauldron Lake so that he could write himself out of the dark place. He sits down at the typewriter here at the very end to write the events of American Nightmare, which puts him back at the real world in a small area in Arizona, which itself must have been an altered world event, where he could actually go back into the real world and fight the dark presence to save his wife. Right? I think I got the plot. Play some Hellblade. That was epic, says Wang Salo. Yeah, I really enjoyed Hellblade. We'll be doing Hellblade on Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Cyberpilot, Tony J says, Cyberpilot time. Yeah, it's time for Cyberpilot. So it's going to take me a few moments to get everything set up. I got to turn the headset on, get my chat onto the little controller, make sure everything is working, and then we'll play some Cyberpilot. So it's going to take me about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you can wait, I will be back. And I will tweet out a link to the new chat when I'm live, or you can just stay here and I'll be back. Jay Mills says social round for Jack, Shed, and Ox. Thank you. You guys are just doing this to get me to say Jack Shit. I don't feel bad because it's his name. And if that's the name that you were given as a child by your parents, well, who am I to criticize their choice of name? So you've got to live with it. I just got to say it. Rockland F says, I found a vid with the voice actors from Red Dead and Detroit. Arthur, Connor, and Clara. It was such a treat. After Red Dead Redemption 2 is done, maybe you could watch. That actually sounds like a blast. I'd love to watch that. Vladimir with a tip. Thank you very much, Vladimir. Tony J says, yes, Area 51 is in Nevada. I hadn't even thought of that. Was it Nevada or Arizona? Maybe I'm getting my games mixed up here. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. As I said, about 10 to 15 minutes for me to get the VR system set up. I will be back with Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. Okay? All right. I'll be right back.